listeners. Thanks for coming back. Today we're going to be doing still life drawings again, so things that you see might around your house that are just sitting there. But today, instead of focusing on cylinders, we're going to be focusing on rectangular prisms. So you can think of that as a rectangle with 3D space. So some common examples you might think of as your favorite book. Maybe you have a deck of cards, or your favorite board game, or even your box of markers. So today I wanted to add a little bit of an extra challenge for myself, and I'm going to be drawing a tissue box. My favorite part was this. I'm there for you when you run out of toilet paper. Super relevant for today. But just wanted to give you some ideas of things that you can draw. So as a quick tip, if you want to follow along with me as I draw the tissue box, I would suggest watching the whole thing first so you can see what the steps are, then maybe going back and trying to follow along. Or you can also just record your own image that you create. I actually take a picture of the tissue box so I know what the lighting is and it doesn't move when I move my head around. And then I look at it on my phone to then draw from the picture that I'm looking at. All right, so we're going to go ahead and get started. As before, make sure you have a pencil, an eraser, and a place to draw. All right, so anytime you have a rectangular prism, you're always going to start off with the box. That is the rectangle that you're drawing. In my case, I picked kind of a weird angle, so that's why it's a weird shape. But just know that anytime you're drawing your rectangle, you need to have two sets of parallel lines. So you'll see these two lines are parallel, and these two lines are parallel. As you go, you're going to be drawing 45-degree angles. We'll be practicing more with angles in high school, but this is a little bit of a preview for you to practice. So that again, the way you do this, you're going to keep drawing parallel lines. So this line is parallel to this line, and this line is going to be parallel to this line. So it's really important that the edges meet so that it actually looks like a box. So for my tissues, because the tissues are actually coming out of the box, I'm actually not going to be able to see the back of the box, but I'm still going to draw it so I have that shape for reference. Now as I'm looking at this, I realize that there's also these flaps. And then I have a third set of parallel lines here, because this is the flap of the box. All right. And then from there, we have our rectangular prism. And I'm going to keep going. So I'm going to take the shape of where the tissues are coming out of, which is right here. And then I see the tissues kind of coming out like this. And then it goes up. And then it comes all the way back down. And then my eraser is going to come in handy here, because that tissue is covering all the other parts of the box. And then if you want to get really detailed, you can even draw the plastic, even though it's clear. All right, and then from here, I was really intentional with capturing a shadow in my image. So again, more parallel lines. So this is parallel coming this way. And then it actually has the shape of the tissue. And this is actually where it gets distorted, as our 8th graders know, because they did transformations. But this is when the image is going to get, distorted. Hit my camera. All right, now of course, because this is the shadow, I'm just going to go ahead and shade it in, going in one direction. And then I know that on my image that it's also shadowed on the box itself. So you can tell in the image I had my light source coming in from here because the light's going that way and the shadow is going past the object. So the last shadow I have here is of the tissue on the box. And today I don't really feel like adding all the details of the words and everything, but that's a basic outline of a rectangular prism. Okay, I lied. I'm actually going to do a second drawing of my box of markers just because I love creating logos. So this time our rectangle is going to be way more recognizable. And that is what happens when you don't settle for less. So at first I thought I was just going to draw the tissue box, but I wasn't that excited about it and it was kind of boring. So then I decided to draw the marker box, and I was way more proud of what I came up with. And it reminds me that I need to keep my standards up and be proud in what I do. So life lesson, take that beyond your drawing and artistic expression. See you next week. Take care.